Hey guys, in this video, I want to show you one of my secret weapon products to basically make any surface look like new, even if it's damaged or not even totally clean. So I showed a video not too long ago of this product, the P&S No Rub coating, and this is really a coating that's mostly for vinyl surfaces, and it brings back that kind of black appearance, right? This product, on the other hand, is from a company called Automagic, and Automagic is not really a direct-to-consumer company, so you can't really buy this on like Amazon, but they sell to distributors, and then the distributors sell to people like you and me who are detailers. This is called their Instant Shine product. Before I show you guys the multiple applications for this product, I want to read the directions really quickly. It says Instant Shine is a great final detail product with a silicone-based coating that is designed to treat vinyl, fabric, leather, and polycarbonate substrates, specially formulated for basically engine compartments, body moldings, and other polycarbonate substrates, even those hard-to-reach air conditioner ducts. Also for bumpers, bumper guards, and door jambs, not for use on rubber. Now, the reason I'm putting these two next to each other is because I honestly think a lot of detailers don't have products like this, and they don't really know what to use it for, and you're missing out because of that, because you have a product like this no rub coating from P&S, and you use it on interior door panels. You might even use it on like a mat that's rubber, which I wouldn't suggest because it makes it kind of slippery, but the point is this brings those black areas kind of back to that deep black wet look, and this really isn't designed for that, and yet it's a spray silicone aerosol can dressing. So what would you use this for? Well, I went ahead and cleaned this front kind of bumper area, and what I want you guys to see is that there are these really tiny front grille cracks, crevices, textured pieces that are really difficult to get detailing brushes inside of, and oftentimes these areas are basically impossible to get perfect from two different perspectives. Number one, this area is always going to be super damaged, and what I want you guys to see is something that I call the freckling appearance, and basically what that is it looks like the front bumper, particularly the dark black areas that are plastic and kind of cheap plastic and they have a clear coat over them, they look like they've got a bunch of freckles, and that's just from damage from being on the interstate, being on the road, driving on a daily basis, where you're having these tiny little things from the outside world pelting the front of this car. The second thing that causes kind of this non-uniform appearance on the front of a car is, of course, the fact that it's difficult to clean in these areas, and so when the water dries, it's been dripping kind of over and over on these areas just because of the way they're situated, and you get some leftover dust, dirt, debris. No matter how hard you try, you're gonna get some leftover dirt on these areas, and it's really not worth trying to clean all of that out constantly because it's gonna take way too long and you can't really do it well anyways. And so now that you guys have seen the before picture of what this looks like, I wanna take this Instant Shine from Automagic, and basically what this is gonna do is not only return kind of a deeper black appearance to this non-rubber surface. This is a plastic kind of clear coated, cheaply put together surface. So again, this is not designed for rubber, but it's a silicone based dressing that can go on top of surfaces like this and add a deeper black appearance to them. And what it's gonna allow me to do is basically address these areas really quickly as I'm detailing, because oftentimes, like I said, if you don't get these areas perfect, or if there's a bunch of damage, a customer might think, hey, you've missed a spot, you weren't taking your time, and you didn't do things well. And what this allows me to do is kind of avoid that conversation with the customer. So I want you guys to see, I'm gonna start up here, and I'm even gonna go over the Toyota emblem, but I'm just gonna very simply spray there. I'm gonna come down here, get into all the cracks and crevices, start with the bottom portion here. And I also wanna point out that I'm actually gonna be spraying this bottom blue piece because, again, this bottom piece is just hammered and it looks terrible. Now I'm gonna get in the slats. I'm just not gonna oversaturate anything, okay? And then finally, I'm gonna hit the top and take you guys in for this finished look. Now I'm gonna give you kind of like a wide view here, and then I'm gonna come in a little bit closer. Now, a couple of things that I want you guys to see. Number one, that freckling appearance is still there, right? Particularly on this bottom section. But what I want you guys to see here is when I spray this kind of silicone-based dressing on top of it, it's a little bubbly at first when it's drying, but as it dries, it's gonna actually start to even out, and it starts to mask some of that freckling or any of that leftover dirt or debris. You guys can see, I'll come up here as well. It's got this shiny black look to it, but as it dries, it allows me to mask a bunch of that damage. I'm gonna go over the Toyota emblem here, and once again, it's just creating this more uniform appearance, so it's kind of covering up some of this freckling, almost filling some of the gaps in. And when you get up in the details, you can of course see everything like we're doing right here, but I want to back up and show you guys from here, and I'll give you a couple different angles. It looks as if it's been repainted, and that's actually the goal. But what happens in these areas is they get discolored, etched, freckled, and even standing back here from this distance, you can see it just looks horrible and marred, and this creates from a distance this super uniform appearance so that I don't have to go into some deep explanation of all this damage to the customer so they know that it wasn't my fault. Now let's move on to the second area I use this product in. Okay, so we got the next area of importance here, which are the air vents. If you have detailed specifically a car that's really dirty and not detailed on a regular basis, what you will do is you'll blast steam in here and you'll think you're getting everything, and when it dries on the blades, particularly the front blades of the air vents, and especially the blades inside, you will find it's almost like there's this adhesive glue that's holding the debris on here, and a lot of that is just due to the fact that as things dry, dry and there's water sitting on something horizontally like this, it dries with some of the dust that has settled from the cleaning, and it just starts to leave these kind of marks. But it can use an aerosol can dressing. Now, I've been using the Instant Shine from Automagic because this is supposed to be used on surfaces like this, these polycarbonate surfaces. But I've also got the P&S No Rub coating here because this can be used on rubber, it can be used on the dash, the hard vinyl surfaces like this as well. But it is not designed as multi-purposed as the Instant Shine, which can be used on places like fabric, like I said. So I'm just gonna show you that I can use this product as well. I can take it just like this to the inside, leave it as long as I want, let it dry. But what that does, it covers over some dirt and debris that naturally sits on these areas that really is not that important to pull off because it's not going to harm anything. In other words, if I put this over a very slight level of dirt and debris, the dirt and debris that are underneath the dressing are not going to hurt anything, they're not going to damage anything. And when I come in to clean this afterwards, I've got this sacrificial barrier next time I see the car with this silicone-based dressing where it's going to be very easy to pull all the dirt off and then redress it. But that's how I get into these really tight areas that I'm never gonna get in with my hands. Now here's something I don't see talked a lot about on social media or in the detailing community, but the fabric wheel well can be very difficult to deal with because wheel wells, by nature of what they are, get destroyed on the road because they're just getting pelted with rocks all day long. When you're dealing with a non-fabric wheel well, a lot of times it's easy to take like a water-soluble, dilutable, multi-purpose dressing, spray it up in there, and let it drip dry. Well, when you're dealing with a fabric wheel well, you can clean it as much as you want, but it's gonna have rips, tears, discoloration, and if you're dealing with a car that's not necessarily like this Mini Cooper and the wheel well is a little bit more exposed, it looks really uneven in light of the whole detail. And this is something that can bring the uniformity back. So this is literally a fabric wheel well. I'm gonna take the Instant Shine and I'm gonna spray it all into the exposed area. I do it on this side as well. It can overspray a little bit on the black trim. It'll dress the black trim just the same. And all this does is very subtly darken up the appearance right here. So check this out. So it's hard to see in the light because of course it's kind of a tight wheel well, but I just want you guys to see here. The wheel well looks totally uniform and you guys can see it just looks fabulous. Now again, how many people are going to be examining the fabric wheel well? Well, probably not a ton, but this again creates this visually uniform appearance on this area that is never going to actually be uniform because it's just damaged all the time. Now, last place I want to show you guys really quickly is a front bumper that's chrome rather than like black trim or even like that, again, polycarbonate. And you guys can see that same freckling under here. We've got chrome mixed with black trim, and I actually have not cleaned this very well because I want to show you guys how well it covers things up. Just get a little bit of a quick look at the black trim down here and the chrome, bunch of bumps and bruises. So let's go ahead and use that Instant Shine. I'm gonna take the Instant Shine to the chrome here. One of the things to note is that there are some water spot etchings here that this covers up pretty much perfectly. So I'm just gonna go slat by slat, come down here to the black trim. Really don't need to worry about getting overspray. It's not gonna hurt the paint. Let's take a quick after look. Now, once again, remember it's always best to take a back look, like we're stepped back a little bit because this is what the customer's gonna see. And this is kind of what we're gonna be looking at in real life. So you guys can see, once again, still bug etching, still some freckling. When we come down here, it does not cover up everything. The camera also kind of picks up contrast. So anytime there's like a contrast in light, it picks it up really easily. As this dries, it gets a little less shiny and it becomes easier to hide things as it gets drier because it kind of has a more matte appearance. All I've done here is from 3 to 4, maybe 5 feet back, taken this chrome piece and it looks new again, almost as if it's been ceramic coated when I step back here. When I come in, I can see some etchings. When I step back here, whether it's this or the black trim, all of a sudden you get that deep black appearance on the black trim and you get this really shiny appearance on the chrome that from this angle, it blocks out all this freckling appearance. And the other thing to note here is when you've got that shiny background and it kind of contrasts that freckling appearance, it actually becomes a lot more obvious that that freckling is damaged even to the customer because the chrome itself looks so great and it looks so shiny and so protected that that damage becomes really obviously damaged. It doesn't look like dirt, where when it's sitting against a matte background, it actually looks very dirty. And when you got that dirty, ununiform appearance, kind of looks like you went a little too quick. So guys, I just wanted to show you real quick the Instant Shine product from Automagic because this is one of those kind of non-intuitive detailing products, I think, where you're like, yeah, I get it. There are certain dressings like the no rub coating from P&S for black plastic trim or interior black plastics. They darken things up. It's kind of another way to get that solution finish, that deep black wet look back on things. And of course you have aerosol can dressings that, you know, produce a sacrificial barrier. But I think what's not so obvious is that you do have some aerosol can dressings that are kind of multi-purpose dressings that can be used to create uniform appearances across a multiplicity of different surfaces, whether we're talking about chrome, black trim, interior plastics, even fabrics. And so this is a great product, for example, on convertible tops where there's been creases or there's been discoloration. It brings back that original appearance and kind of blends it with the rest of the car. So this is why this product is something that I carry with me basically wherever I go. Now, I know in the detailing world, it can be very confusing to figure out which product you need for which situation, what to spend money on, what not to spend money on. So in addition to the products that I used in this video being in the YouTube description box below for you to check out, I will also hook up my top 12 tools and products list that I suggest for anybody getting into the business. Or if you just want to see what I suggest as kind of the best products to start with, that will be in the YouTube description box below as well. Guys, thank you so much for being involved. If you got some value from this video, please make sure to shine up the thumbs up button. See what I did there? Shine. Because that's the only way that I know that these videos actually provided some value for you. So if you liked it, hit the like button. And as always, from Luke here at Wilson Auto Detailing, thank you for being involved. Keep working hard, and I will see you guys in the next video.